Samsara Sagare Magnam Deenam Mam Karunanidhe Karma Moha Grihitangam Mamuddhara Bhavarnavat Shrimat Bhagavatakshoyam Pratyaksha Krishna evahi Svikrutosi Mayanatha Muktyartham Bhavasagare Manoratho Madiyoyam Safala Sarvathatvaya Nirvignenaiva Kartavyo Dasoham Tava Keshava Shukarupa Prabodhagnya Sarvashastra Visharada Etat Katha Prakashena Madajnanam Vinashaya Vande Nandavrajastrinam Padarenum Abhikshnashaha Yasam Harikathodgitam Punati Bhuvanatrayam Vande Nandavrajastrinam Padarenum Abhikshnashaha Yasam Harikathodgitam Punati Bhuvanatrayam. Next comes Sarpa. I hope builders won't mind it. But if you want to build a house, please go into a ready-made house. Otherwise, the building will take a long time to get completed. The Sarpa doesn't wait to build a building. It goes into a ready-made anthill and sits there, saving time for sadhana. Next comes Urnanabhi. There's a spider. The spider makes a web, sits in the web, eats all the flies and germs that spawn. When it doesn't feel like, it swallows. It swallows the web. Similarly, the Lord is a 3-in-1 formula. He creates the world, He sustains the world, and then He devours the world, my dear listeners. The spider is telling you about my master, who is the great God who generates and who maintains the world and destroys the world. Finally, we come to the 24th Guru. We have come to the 24th Guru successfully. There is a bee. The bee takes a worm and then stings it. Then goes round, then comes back to sting it. The poor worm says, the bee comes, and it becomes the bee. That's what the interpreters say. I said, no, it can't be so. I asked a veterinary college professor, sir, how can a worm become a bee? Please tell me that. Children will ask me this question. And he said, exactly, ma'am, what I told Chinmayananji Maharaj also. The worm doesn't become the bee. The bee has laid eggs in the worm. Those become the bee. Please remember. What does it mean? If you are an Advaitin, you say Soham. If you're a Vaishnava like me, Da Soham. I hope you understand. If you get the mantra from your Guru, that is what you become. 24 Gurus are placed before us. Bhagavata says, there is so much to be learned from the Uddhava Gita. The Lord is telling Uddhava, nobody is dearer to me than you, Uddhava. Na tatha me priyatama, atmayo nirna shankaraha, na cha sankarshano na shri, naivatma cha yatha bhavan. You are everything to me. He tells him about a Brahmin from Avantika. This Avantika Brahmin wants to tell the world, don't have enemies. Why do we hate people? Because we think they have harmed us. No. Our karma comes in the form of that person to harm us. So don't hate anybody. Not one person clapped. So much of hatred we have. Where is the time to hate, my dear listeners? Life is passing. Don't hate anybody. Forget, forgive, forget, forgive. Krishna forgets and forgives all that we do every day. Please forgive people. Remember, they are not responsible for your suffering. Your own karma is responsible for your suffering. He talks about gunas, he talks about bhakti, and finally we come to the 29th chapter where Krishna is asking, like any humble teacher. All of us who are teachers ask the students, I hope I made myself clear. And the students say no, to blast our professional ego. Similarly, you have Krishna asking, have you understood? Did you listen with care? Did he not say the same thing in the Bhagavad Gita? Kachite tat shrutam partha tvaya ekagrena chetasa. Did you not listen with attention? Did you benefit by it? And Arjuna said, Nashto moha smriti labdha. Similarly, you have Uddhava telling him, yes, Swami, yes. My moha is gone. How did I define moha? Any attachment that detaches you from God is moha. Only those who have conquered moha can leave the world, the labyrinth of this world, and come back. There is time for the body, fitness sessions. There is time for the heart and mind. There is time for the stomach. Eating places are all over. This is soul time, my dear listeners, soul time. S-O-U-L, S-O-L-E. Here is Uddhava saying, Vidravito mohamahandakaro, ya ashrito me tava sannidhanat, kimnu samipagasya, sheetam tamobhi prabhavantajadya. If there is a room on a cold night, dark night, you send your child there, she'll be frightened because it is cold, it is dark, and she's afraid. But the same room in the morning, she will go into it without any fear. Similarly, you have removed all my fear, all the darkness in my life with your lovely discourse on the Uddhava Gita. Master, I bow down to you. Namostute Mahayogin Prapannam Anushadhimam Yatha Tvat Charanam Bhoje Ratisyat Anapayini. I want permanent devotion to your feet, Master. The Lord says, go quickly, already 8:15. Where do I go, Swami? Go to Badrikashram. Go to Badrikashram. Please take your children to one pilgrimage every year. After that, go to Switzerland, Disneyland, I don't mind. But please take them to one pilgrimage. It can be Srirangam, it can be Vaishnavi, it can be the four Dhamas, it can be Dwarka, it can be Jagannath Puri, it can be Kashi, it can be Badrinath. Gacchodhava mayadishto badaryakyam mamashramam tatramat padatirtode snana upasparshane shuchihi. Even if you go there, you'll be purified. Even if you see the Alakananda there, you'll be purified. Go there, Uddhava. Even today, 3 o'clock, when that wonderful temple opens, Ravalji, who is from Kerala, I hope you know the master planning of Adi Shankaracharya. Please clap for him. He wanted national integration so many hundreds of years back. He wanted a Maharashtrian priest to do the puja in Rameshwaram, and he wanted a Kerala Brahmin to do the puja in Badrikashram, my dear listeners. Just imagine. What a linking. When transport was not available at all. And yet, we are cutting up India into pieces, pieces, pieces. Where is this integration going to be? When are we going to be one? When are we going to feel we are Indians? I want that feeling to be created. I want that oneness to be created. When we will rise as one India, under that one man called Mahatma Gandhi, we were rising. We had no caste differences, creed differences. We were one. We want to be one in the land of bhakti, my dear listeners. The Bhagavata says, go there. From that day, you have Uddhava sitting there. When the temple opened, the Ravalji says, this is Badri Vishal's beautiful Kirita. Badri Vishal ka makut hai. And then you have Naradji, then you have Kubera, and you have Uddhavji sitting there, writing the history of the Lord. To make the long story short, Sri Krishna is sitting under a tree in the beautiful forest in Prabhasa. There comes the hunter. How does my Lord look, says the Bhagavata, as beautiful as ever. Shrivatsankam ghanashyamam taptahataka varchasam kausheyambara yugmena parivitam sumangalam sundarasmita vaktrabjam నీలకుంతలమండితం పుండరీకాభిరామాక్షం స్ఫురన్మకరకుండలం కటిసూత్ర బ్రహ్మసూత్ర కిరీటకటకాంగదై హారనూపురముద్రాభిః కౌస్తుభేన విరాజితం. As he's sitting there with one foot like this and the other pada like this, moving one foot, from far comes that hunter. Which hunter? With that arrow. Which arrow? Which has got that piece of the musala. Which musala? That which was the result of a curse. Which curse? When little boys went to test the great men who were sitting in Pindaraka Kshetra, that hunter shoots at the foot of the Lord. The Lord's foot starts bleeding because he has to give respect to the curse given by a great Brahmin. That is how the Lord is Achara Prabhu Dharmo Dharmasya Prabhurachyutaha. His charioteer comes, the Lord dismisses him, says, go away. The charioteer cannot bear, and yet he has to go, because when the Lord goes up to heaven, nobody should see him except the demigods. The demigods come, Bhagavan Pitamaham Vikshya Vibhutir Atmano Viduhu. The master of the world is going back to heaven. Govinda Damu Dharma. Pandavas are crying. The Ashtamahishis are crying, don't go Krishna, don't go Krishna. What shall we do? The Lord decided to come. The Lord decided to go. He comes back in the next Bhagavatam in the Dashamaskanda Tam Adbhutam Balakam Ambujakshanam. He goes into heaven, Shantakaram Bhujagashainam Padmanabham Suresham. That is how he is in the primordial form of the lovely form of Padmanabha, who is in the primordial heaven. We come to the Dwadasha Skanda in the 5th Adhyaya of the Dwadasha Skanda. Here is Shukadeva asking, Parikshit, are you okay? Today is the 7th day. 7 days are over. Death will come to you. Takshaka will come. Takshaka will sting, but you won't feel the sting. Before that you'll be gone. Dashantam takshakam pade lelihanam vishananai nadrakshasi shariram cha vishvam cha pratakatmanaha. When your child is getting operated, you're standing in the lobby with arthritis. 7 hours you're standing there and you don't feel the pain. Why? Because your mind is with the child in the operation theater. That is yoga, my dear listeners. That is yoga. When you transcend the body and make the mind get attached to the Lord, you don't feel the pain at all. The sting was not felt by Parikshit because he had already become a yogi. He's giving the feedback. I'm educated, sir. Siddhosmi. Hey, are you proud? Anugrahitosmi. You have blessed me, Master. 7 days and 7 nights you have spoken to me at length about the glory of the Lord. Naturally I have become a Siddha Purusha. Not by my learning, not by my prudence, not by my deserving, but by your abundant grace. Anugrahitosmi. You, Master, condescended to be here for 7 days and 7 nights. You don't stay in a place for more than that time it takes to milk a cow. So kind of you, Master, overwhelmingly kind of you. Siddhosmi anugrahitosmi bhavata karunatmana. I am not afraid of death. My dear listeners, somewhere in the heart of man is an unknown fear of death. Please remember, for a bhakta, death is not a calamity. Death is not the end. It's the beginning of a beautiful saga between the Jivatma and the Paramatma, my dear listeners. I tell Krishna, we have heard the Bhagavatam, we have spoken about the Bhagavatam. At the end of our life, don't send your emissaries. Come, my Lord, tamadbhutam balakam ambujakshanam. Come in all your glory and take us away, Master, because we have heard the Bhagavatam. We have heard the Bhagavatam. My definition of death is natural graduation in the university of life, my dear listeners. Natural graduation. Don't be afraid of death. It will never come before time until you finish all your work. And it is said that unless you finish your work, God will not take you away. You have to complete your great work. And then when He takes away, He takes you to Him. And that is a far better place to be there. This is where the Bhagavata says the Lord is always with His devotees. Shukadeva goes away after being propitiated by the great Parikshit. Parikshit goes and sits on the banks of the Ganga and he's waiting. At that time, Krishna is telling us through Suta Mahamuni, Brahmabhutasya rajarshi deho ahigaralaglina babhuva bhasmasat sadya pashyatam sarvadehinam ha-ha-karo mahanasit bhuvi khedikshu sarvatah vismitahya bhavan sarve devasuranaraadayah. That Parikshit, who sat there for 7 days and 7 nights, is a heap of ashes, my dear listeners. Takshaka comes, Takshaka stings, and he's only ashes, only ashes. Everybody is shocked to see a heap of ashes there. I tell my audience, and I told my father also, what a lovely birth and life for Parikshit. At the time of his birth, Krishna gave him darshan, Bhagavan gave him darshan. At the time of death, Bhagavata gave him moksha, my dear listeners. What a lovely life. What more do you need? I used to tell my learned father, who was Dr. Radhakrishnan's student, I said, Appa, 2 legacies we got from Pandavas. The grandfather Arjuna gave us the Bhagavad Gita. The grandson Parikshit gave us the Bhagavatam. Please clap for them. 2 lovely works were given to us. Without Bhagavata and Bhagavad Gita, Indian culture would be impoverished. These are the greatest works, the greatest legacies we have received. Now it's a hard task before me. I'm supposed to summarize the Bhagavatam for you. My dear listeners, our rishis and munis know that people don't have time for 7 days. They come only on the 7th day. So they have been given some bonus. Rishis are very generous, like the mother who doesn't like the child who's all the time with her. One who comes from New York for 1 week, oh, how much love she showers on him. That is how the rishis are going to give you a quick summary of what happened. Suta uvacha namo dharmaya mahate namak krishnaya vedase brahmanebhyo namaskritya dharman vakshi sanatanan. Shukadeva has departed, Parikshit has departed, so it is Suta speaking to Shaunakadi. I told you the speaker-listener pattern. Now Suta is telling us how the entire Bhagavatam is placed before us. The first shloka talks to you about the world being created by the Lord, sustained by the Lord, destroyed by the Lord. Janmadhyasya yatonvayati tirataschaर्थेषु विघ्नेश्वरात् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. He is known as Satya. He is Satyanarayana. He stands for Satya. That is the main principle of our great Hindu culture, that Krishna is Satya and Rama is Satya and Narayana is Dharma himself. The second shloka talks about Dharma projita kaita utra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam. Even if you desire to listen to the Bhagavata, the Lord comes and besieges your heart and sits there. What about those who come and listen to it for 7 days? Clap for yourself. What will the Lord not give you? The entire Vedas became a tree and there was a fruit. The fruit became ripe and it was pecked at by Shukadeva the parrot. It fell into your lap. Drink, drink, drink. Pibata, pibata, pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasikaha Bhuvi Bhavukaha. Only listeners of the Bhagavatam are called Rasikas, men and women of taste, because he is Rasanam Samuha. He is all rasas put together, and those who listen to the Bhagavata are rasikas. There are 4 types of people in the world: mandaha, sumandamatayaha, mandabhagyaha, hi upadritaha. Physically lazy, mentally lazy, those whose fortunes are lazy, and those who have upadrava, obstacles in life. What do we do for them? Give them the Bhagavatam. How does the Bhagavatam come? How was it written? By whom was it propagated? It was propagated by a pure man called Shukadeva, who was passing through a forest where there was a pool of water. Women were bathing. They bowed down to him from far. His father was passing by. Vyasa is Vishnu. Vishnu is Vyasa, but he wants to tell you how great his son is. When he is passing by, the women take their upper garment and in bashfulness hide themselves. He asked them, "My young son was passing by. You didn't feel shy?" They say, "Your son is super sensuous, sir. He looks at us as not as women, but jivatmas." That is how we bow down to him. The speaker of the Bhagavatam has to have a pure character. Otherwise he gets electrocuted. Bhagavata will burn him, my dear listeners. Bhagavata will burn him. Next thing that comes to my mind is that Vyasa wanted to write a great book. He did not know where the catalyst would come from, and there came Naradji. Naradji went to Valmiki, and the Valmiki Ramayana was written. Naradji came to Vyasa, and the Bhagavata came to be written. When Naradji was asked by Vyasa, I'm supposed to be a prolific writer, but I don't have job satisfaction. What is the reason? I know. There was a great work called the Mahabharata written by you, 1,25,000 verses, but Krishna was an incidental, accidental appearance. Write a work of Krishna, by Krishna, for Krishna, and only then you'll have job satisfaction. That is how the Bhagavata came to be written. My dear listeners, this is the inspiration that Narada gave to the great Lord Vyasa, who was the maker of the Bhagavatam. Where the Bhagavata is starting, you know already the Mahabharata is coming to an end. Mother Draupadi loses 5 children one night, and she forgives the killer of her children called Ashwathama. At that moment, you have Yudhishthira asking her, why do you forgive this killer? She says, let his mother not weep as I am weeping for my children. Ma Rodi tasya janani Gautami pati devata yata aham vrtavatsartha rodimi ashmukhi. When Uttara is big with child, she has lost Abhimanyu, she goes to the Lord and says, save my baby, master, let me not have a miscarriage, let me die if it is to be so, but let my child live. The Lord enters her womb, Kukshingata Atta Chakro, and he saves the baby that is growing in the womb of Mother Uttara. When the child is born, he wants to know, who is this little luminous person I saw in my mother's womb with a small diadem, a small tilaka, a tiny nose, tiny ears, tiny pitambara. Who is that luminous person? And he began to examine the presence of the Lord in everyone. Our hero came to be known as Parikshit. That was the name given to our hero Parikshit. Mother Kunti is another figure we meet, one to be reckoned with in the first canto. And she says, Krishna, give me problems. Oh, stupid woman, nobody wants problems. 24/7, everybody wants to be happy. No, Krishna, if I get problems, I'll think of you. If I think of you, you will come. And if you come, I don't come back into the world again, Krishna. Pipadas santuna shashvat tatra tatra jagadguru bhavato darshanam yatsyat apunar bhava darshanam. The Lord is pleased with that devotee called Kunti. Next comes Bhishma, that great grandsire who is lying on the bed of arrows and telling the Pandavas, everything is done by time, salvam kalakritam manye. This man who is standing here is not the cowherd boy of Vrindavan. He is the master of the world who was monopolized by your mother's devotion. He is the one, Eshavai Bhagavan Sakshat Adyo Narayana Puman. He is the one who has been guiding you, governing you. Wherever you are the blessed children of Kunti, looked after by the Lord. He gives Dharmopadesha to Dharmaraja, gives him the Vishnu Sahasranamam, and towards the end of his life he says, Krishna, watch me dying, watch me, master, watch me. Sometimes even in the opposition you have good people. Bhishma was one of them. As the Lord is watching, he's telling the Lord, one day my bad boss Duryodhana insulted me, called me a grey-bearded traitor, and I said, today I will either bring the head of a dead Pandava or make the non-fighting Krishna take up arms. I did not know that you were listening as an Antaryamin master. When I came on to the battlefield, everybody was running helter-skelter. Your Ratha came and stood before me. Poor Arjuna was bewildered. He could not hold bow and arrow. You jumped out of the chariot, Chakrapani. You took the lovely chariot wheel. Your upper cloth was trailing behind you. You walked 10 steps and the earth was trembling. The heavens were shaking. Arjuna held on to your feet and he said, foul, foul, Swami, don't break your promise. And yet you broke your promise to keep my promise, Krishna. 1,000 salutations to you. Only Krishna can do that.